We all know a one world government is inevitable. We all know Dajjal, the Antichrist, is inevitable. We all know this shit. But people try to like resist. They try to stop it. They try to like it's not gonna happen. The only thing that's gonna happen is you're gonna get removed from it because now you're a nuisance. And how that happens, like I don't get caught up in the how, right? Like it can be civil war, it can be whatever it is. It's going to happen. So for me, it's like how can I be as proactive in building the most positive solution for that world because it's inevitable. So how can I do my best to, build for, Prophet Jesus, right? Like how do I take part in that?
Alayhi salam.
It's twofold, right? So like I think that you do your best to build the ship and you educate people, which I think the US has done poorly. I think that's the issue with the West, right? The lack of transparency, the dishonesty. I think that's what China and Russia and all of them have really done well, is they're very honest and transparent with their people. And so even though you may not agree, you respect it. And when there's respect, there's trust. And when there's trust, it's like, all right, like we'll ride with this, right? But when you have none of that, we got the Epstein files and all this shit like blowing over. I think that's what's causing a lot of the issues because if you just look at AI and the benefits of it in our use cases, right? Personally, you're like, yo, this shit is the future. Oh, like this is so valuable. But I think people are so blinded by the mistrust of elites that anything that comes from them, they automatically disregard, right? And so I think that it's a relationship issue, in my opinion.
And based on the trajectory of the world, it's warranted. You know what I mean? Like you said, when you
Absolutely, it's
even look at
valid.
the Epstein, it's valid.
It's valid.
The concerns are valid. And then there's the other
Mhm.
side. Anything that's a tool can be used for good or for bad. So, the AI, it can be amazing for the advancement of human civilization and society, but it also could give us Terminator in the Matrix. And
Yeah.
that's the basis of those shows. And when we have the interview with the one brother that was a part of the startup society, this is one of the things we talked about in our discussion was about how bad actors have the motivation to do things that advance society because they need to do these things so that they could be in the space to actually do it themselves. Whereas good actors are
Hold on, hold on,
complacent
hold
with
on,
the
no,
way
break that
things
down.
are.
Break that down again. Bad actors
So
are
basically,
already they're intrinsically
basically,
motivated. Yeah, go ahead.
so for instance, and when we do the interview, we'll
Yeah, we'll
ask them
dive a
some,
little deeper.
we'll go over this with them. Yeah, but one of the things, and I'm just bringing it up because it's very relevant to what we're talking about. One of the things he talked about is when he was working at the Startup Society Foundation, the think tank, was that a large portion of the people had this white nationalistic mentality where they wanted to separate and create a white utopia. And, and some people wanted to be the king of their own city. You know what I mean? So there's, so the drive and the motivation to create certain levels of innovation is kind of driven by bad actors first because they need to create the
Mm.
space where they feel they can flourish. And I asked him, I said, why do you think it's bad actors who choose to do that? And why wouldn't the good actors choose to do that? He said, well, the good actors are more complacent with the way things are. And
Mm.
once the bad actors do a thing and kind of like mess it up, then they'll come in to say, okay, this is how we do it better or do it the right way, so on and so forth. And it kind of
Mm.
made a lot of sense. You know what I'm
That
saying?
makes a
Because a
lot
lot
of
of
sense.